Have you ever felt like you are spending the same, but life still feels more expensive? You buy similar groceries, you drive the same routes, you live the same lifestyle, and yet the month feels tighter. This is one of the most common money frustrations today, and it usually has clear reasons. The first reason is that spending the same is often an illusion. Most households focus on the big picture, but the pressure comes from small shifts that repeat. A small price increase in groceries, a few extra fees, slightly higher transport costs, and small service increases can quietly raise your monthly total without feeling like a major change in behavior. Another reason is that many costs are now designed to increase automatically. Subscriptions, insurance premiums, service plans, and recurring fees often rise over time. Even if you do nothing new, the system can still pull more from your account. Because these costs are silent and repeated, they create the feeling that money is disappearing. A third reason is the difference between flexible spending and fixed spending. Fixed costs come first. Housing, utilities, transport, and minimum payments take priority. When fixed costs rise, the rest of your budget becomes tighter. You may still buy the same things, but you are buying them with less flexibility. Losing flexibility is what makes life feel expensive. There is also a timing issue. Wages often move slowly, but prices can move faster. When your income stays stable while small costs rise, you feel it immediately. Over time, the gap becomes emotional. You start feeling careful, even when your behavior did not change, because the margin is shrinking. Margin is the most important word here. Margin is the gap between income and required costs. When margin is healthy, life feels calm. You can handle small surprises without panic. When margin shrinks, the same life feels heavier. You become more sensitive to small spending because you are closer to the edge. Another hidden factor is fees. Fees are everywhere now. Delivery fees, service fees, convenience charges, late charges, and small add-ons that did not exist years ago. Fees are not always huge, but they are constant. A few dollars here and there becomes real money across a month. Also, your spending might be the same in categories, but the mix inside categories might be changing. For example, you may still spend the same on groceries, but you may be buying smaller quantities, switching brands, or losing value without noticing. The money feels the same, but the value is different. Value shrink is another way life feels more expensive. Transportation works the same way. You may drive the same, but fuel prices, repairs, and insurance can drift upward. Small increases in maintenance or parts can change the yearly picture, even if daily behavior is the same. Now, let's talk about stress. Money stress is not only about totals, it is about uncertainty. If your bills are unpredictable, your mind stays alert. Even if you spend carefully, unpredictability makes life feel expensive because you cannot relax. You are always preparing for something. So what can you do without hype and without pretending you can control the economy? The first step is clarity. You need to see your fixed costs clearly. List housing, utilities, transport, insurance, minimum payments, and core food. These are your baseline. Once the baseline is visible, you can stop guessing. The next step is to identify silent risers. Silent risers are recurring costs that tend to climb. Subscriptions, service plans, insurance renewals, and membership fees. Review them monthly. Ask one question. Is this still worth it? Many households carry old subscriptions they no longer use because the charge feels small, but small charges repeat. Then you need one simple boundary that protects margin. Choose one category that tends to leak, such as convenience food, delivery, or online shopping. Put a hard cap on it for the month. When the cap is reached, pause. This boundary does not require perfection. It requires consistency. Building a buffer is also critical. A buffer reduces the feeling that life is expensive because it reduces fear. When you have a buffer, small surprises do not steal from necessities. They do not force last-minute decisions. They do not push you into stress spending. Even a small buffer changes how the month feels. Another strategy is a weekly check-in. Once a week, look at upcoming bills, spending direction, and buffer level. This prevents drift and reduces end-of-month panic. People often feel life is expensive because they discovered the problem late. A weekly check-in finds the problem early. Finally, remember that you are not alone in this feeling. Many people are living through a period where costs reset higher and wages lag behind. The goal is not to blame yourself. The goal is to build a simple system that protects your margin. Margin is what creates calm, and calm is what improves decisions. Education only, not financial advice. But if life feels more expensive even when you spend the same, focus on 3 things. Know your baseline, cut silent risers, and protect margin with one boundary and a buffer. These steps will not change headlines, but they can change how your life feels every month.